What is inspiration for you? Inspiration
What makes
is
you get out of bed every
inspiration
day?
itself.
Yeah,
What do
like
you
in a
think it is?
creative
Yeah.
sense.
Taking
Yeah.
that leap and trying something new.
Okay, love it. Hey guys, we're the Iceberg Media team and welcome to Creative Icebreakers, where we break the ice creatively. What? I'm always going to say what after that. Just so you know.
Please get used to it. Please.
I'm just like hyping myself up.
Comment
so,
below if you want her to do that in the future.
I think everyone's gonna want me to do that in the future. And I'm gonna try to find other taglines for it. Creative Icebreakers is a podcast, a video podcast that we're wanting to do for a while. And this is just a way for us to connect with a lot of creatives in the creative arts industry and just really have a better sense of community between everyone. And we wanted to start it with in this group with Iceberg Media team. So I'm Andrea, this is Matt, this is Z, and this is Jen. And we're gonna start off with I keep on hitting my mic. We're gonna start off with a creative icebreaker that's prepared to us by Jen, and then we're gonna go through the topic that we want to sort of discuss every time we do this podcast. So the topic for tonight or today or whichever time you watch is creative inspirations. So who inspires us? So for now, let's start with the creative icebreakers.
Who inspires me?
But later, we'll talk about later.
All right.
Don't worry, we'll deal with that. All right, so this is the question.
If you and I met when we were kids, how well do you think we've gotten along?
Okay.
Wow.
Tell me about how you guys were when you were kids before.
I was a brat.
I was
Just saying, I was a
Oh,
brat.
really?
Like spoiled brat?
Like
Not
really mean?
Not
like
spoiled. I was
Like
just
bully
a brat.
brat?
like you mean like you're a
Define.
troublesome kid?
Oh no, I was just really annoying.
Oh, really?
In what
really
way?
troublesome.
annoying?
Interesting.
Wow, because you're like really
Opposite.
collected. Yeah, like you're very serious. Normally.
Yeah.
Maybe
the
he's
world
just
broke me.
quiet and just hiding it. We just don't know.
Nah, the
He's
world
upset.
broke me. Not
The world
really.
broke
Oh, no.
Wow. Oh my
Oh.
gosh,
That's
that's
so
so
sad.
How do you
It
feel?
didn't
It's so
In another
mad. How do you
segment.
feel about that?
that? No, I just was seriously like a huge brat when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it continued on into uni and then even the workforce, and then somehow I hopefully matured.
We should get like a testimonial from a listener.
Yeah, like we have to bring your
Interview
brother
him,
around
yeah.
and
Nah,
have
I-
like,
I
Or maybe
I
we should
wanna
have had
ask him a
that
lot
shot
of
of drink
questions.
beforehand. That might open Matt up a little bit.
This is so funny because like we've known you for years and we've never even envisioned you being a brat. Like we thought
Yeah.
you're the most disciplined out of all of us.
No, I'm a brat, trust me. I was a
Wow.
brat, not now.
Yeah.
I
Oh
was a
wow,
brat.
that's interesting.
How about you?
Me as a kid, I mean I'm hyper now, but I feel like I'm even more hyper before. I don't know. But I have a shy part within me. Like I don't know. I'm only hyper with with people that I'm close to. But like if I'm like put in an environment that I don't know people, like I'm really shy. Like I'm just in my own world. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen that part before.
Oh
Really?
really?
Yeah.
Like really shy?
When she first started doing networking, she was like super quiet, and then she was like, "Oh, what should I be doing?"
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like this is
That
like
kind of opened you up a little bit. So yeah, I guess
think
it's a
the
good
business.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The business side of things. What about you?
Me, I was very sociable.
You still are though.
Ever since
You're not
you know how to
changed.
talk to people.
People can easily open up to be honest. Like you can really drive conversation.
Yeah, that, and also I like the outdoors a lot. Like I was back in Malaysia, I would probably be like not at home.
That's me now.
Yeah.
That's you now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What you?
Me. Well, I know for a fact that I was a spoiled brat. Like,
Wow.
me and my brother were very spoiled. We had all the toys, but we were also very kind of secluded from the rest of the kids in school, just because it felt like, because like it was very dangerous. You know how parents are, very protective, and my mom used to work at like she was like some kind of police in the
In the
government
Philippines
in
or
the Philippines.
Oh,
So she's
wow.
very
I'm
strict.
sure you had all the toys.
Yeah. So she was like, she tried to keep us entertained inside the house. So we were very spoiled.
Yeah.
So
wow.
That's what I said.
it was
Yeah.
hard to make friends when I was
I don't
We-
think
we
I was
make our own
spoiled
toys,
when
yeah.
I was younger. I had to always have good grades to
Yeah.
get
You-
stuff.
like a reward system.
Kind of, which
Yeah.
is good. I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I think it's a good way to train. Like you are trying to earn for something, but
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we
Cool.
just climbed trees just to entertain ourselves.
Oh, that sounds good.
like those like
Poke the
games.
ant nests and yeah.
No, I can't do that. Like me and nature's nah.
So like as kids, do you guys think we're all gonna get along, or how are you guys with?
I think not. Well, I probably would not have the courage to actually like get to know you guys because I'll probably be like, no, I don't want to know. Like I'm
But-
too shy.
I thought you said you were sociable when you were younger, or
I think it's
hyper.
more like if I have no other choice but to
Yeah.
get to know you and then we start getting comfortable with each other, then yeah, like
Mm.
like for example, if we're all classmates, then yeah, like I don't mind. But then even when I was in like school, like I will just have a few sets of friends
Mm.
that I'm gonna be like really close with.
I'll bring food.
I think that's gonna help.
That's how to hook her
gonna
up.
help.
Hook her up with food. One of
That's
those
gonna
like
really help. I'm a chubby kid when I was younger.
Can we have a
eating.
photo of that showing up here?
I was eating like chocolate and
Wow.
everything, and yeah, no, we have good food in the
Wow.
Philippines.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
all right.
I think I mean, like if we put ourselves in one room, I'm sure we'll be.
End up playing.
I mean,
Yeah.
Everyone
I mean-
will.
yeah, but I
Obviously.
don't know about Matt though. Like if he's saying he's like a brat and he's annoying, then I'll probably
Yeah,
be
we'd
annoyed.
seclude
Yeah.
You'd be
We
like,
bully you,
like
us three.
No, I was a bully before.
Oh, so you'd
Wow,
bully
More
us
like
three.
chewing gum on
bully?
hair kind of bully? Or?
No.
That's
Actually, I
scary.
was a bully
I
too.
bully with words, unfortunately.
Oh wow.
Oh, like say bad
I was
words.
pretty bad.
Because I don't think I was. I mean, I think I was bullied a little bit, but I don't know.
No.
No, I don't know.
Like what kind of bullying?
No, I don't think so. Okay, you know what? Like, let's just take that out. Maybe I'm not bullied. Oh, but yeah. Wow, I'm scared now.
All right.
I'm just not even
Next
keep my
one.
distance from Matt. Are we gonna go to? Yeah. Okay. One more before we start with the topic.
Where do you go and what do you do when you need to restore your energy?
Ooh,
Okay.
I like that.
I know Andrea's answer for that.
What is
Oh,
it? What
answer
is
for
it?
Andrea. I want to hear this.
Physio,
answer for
physio
Andrea?
and Cairo.
What was?
Whoa.
I love my physio in Cairo. What's up, Rachel from Young Chiropractic Lens? But no, what do I do
I go on holiday.
when you need to restore your energy?
I had the money.
I go to an ice skating rink.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
you would.
Yes.
Well,
She
technically,
loves ice skating.
Yeah. Tessa, shout out to Tessa.
Hey, what's up, Tessa and Scott? What? Here
There's
we
gonna
go.
be
Ting.
like a count here.
They're counting down how many times I'm going to mention them.
600.
We're gonna have like snowflakes come down.
Every time
Yeah,
you visit Tessa.
No, I
it's
go
like-
there even though technically I'm going to use more energy. It's just a way for me to sort of like decompress like work stress and stuff. It's just
Yeah.
a way to actually, because I wouldn't go in the rink with my phone. So that's probably the only time really that I don't have my phone with me. That I'm not gonna be using it like actively, not really in my body whatsoever. So I really wouldn't know like if there's someone trying to contact me or anything during that time I'm skating. So it's a good sort of way to, you know,
Get yourself out
Yeah.
of the.
yeah. And I
Social
meditate too. I love meditation. So if I needed to sort of like mental energy, you know,
Yeah.
restore that, it just helps. Meditation helps.
What about you, Matt?
Me? Really depends. Like, now I'll probably go on a hike, but before
wow.
I would, sounds weird, but I'll plan astrophotography trips.
Yeah.
You
I
actually
remember
do that.
yeah.
You actually ask, like I remember you asking me if
Yeah.
I'm available.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
but you're never available.
Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly,
try, I
I
do
actually haven't
try.
been for like 2 years now, which is really sad. But
Make
yeah, I love
time.
it.
Yeah,
Big
maybe
time.
we can all make time.
Yeah.
Just as long as you bring a lot of insect repellents for
We'll
me.
bring some insect anti-repellent.
Does it have to be in summer though? Like, can it
No,
not
it's
be
in
in
winter.
winter? Okay, good.
It
Then
is in
there's
winter.
less
Yeah.
insects there, right? Because it's
You know, yeah, but it's gonna
Cold?
be very cold.
okay.
Like real
Yeah,
cold.
I
Right.
used to bring my snowboarding gear and all that stuff, like just to do astrophotography. Like I
Where
would bring
in?
about
You mean in Japan?
no here.
What?
I have
Snowboarding gear.
yeah. I brought
Oh,
my
because it's
snowboarding
cold.
gear. Yeah, because it's cold.
Oh, I thought you were
I was
talking about
thinking the
board
actual
itself.
Yeah.
board.
No,
Like, I was
no,
thinking the
not board.
actual
No,
board.
no,
Like, why
no.
would
The
we in the
wear.
desert? Like, we're in
The
Perth, Western
snowboarding
Australia.
You just say jacket, man.
Well, I have my
Snowboarding
pants
gear.
as well, like snowboarding pants,
Ah,
snowboarding
okay, very
jacket,
cold.
and I've got like 2 or 3 layers inside
Ah,
as
okay.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I've seen
Gloves,
your astrophotography.
beanies.
It's actually really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
But
do
I've
more.
seen you do your like. For those who don't know, Matt's actually gone to Europe and done a massive walk.
Oh,
in
the
Spain.
Camino, yeah, Camino, do it.
Yeah. He did it for how many days?
I was walking for 34 days. Yeah.
I think it was like
I probably can't
800
survive.
or something,
Yeah,
right?
just under
900
800.
Ks?
Yeah, 779.
That is
So that's
Cool.
him hiking. That's him trying to restore his energy by burning it
Yeah.
all up by walking.
I
It's
don't
my
know
skating
about that.
thing. My skating mentality.
I would just like to go and sit on the beach and just relax.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Or
good.
actually no, I used to go out and do a lot of fishing,
Oh yeah.
middle of the night.
Eating them.
We need
Yeah,
to have a
could chop off
countdown.
What
We
about
need
you?
to-
Andrew's arms.
Me, well, it's so weird now because I feel like my personality changed in the past few months. Like I used to be an introvert where my energy restores when I'm alone at home. But now when I'm alone at home, I get lonely and I'm like, where's my friends? I just want to talk to people, and then
Oh,
I
wow.
get more energy there.
You're a
But
millennial?
then
So
too
you're now an
much friends-
extrovert. You're now an
in a
extrovert.
way, yeah, like not super hyper extrovert, but like I like talking to people.
But isn't that like your current house now? You're like the hub.
Yeah, technically the
yeah,
hub.
yeah, like so I live in this giant, very old house, but like all our friends every Sunday would go there and just
hang.
there, and like so we have 2 living rooms and a bedroom and a kitchen, and it's filled with people, and I love it. I love
Yeah.
having them there. So it's kind of weird now that changed. But at the same time, it comes to a point where, okay, there's just too much people. Like, everybody get out.
Yeah,
Go on, go. So I
That's
don't know. I definitely, if I'm ever going on a holiday to like get some more energy, I wouldn't want to go alone. Like I want to be with a
Yeah.
friend.
Company.
I mean, same. I cannot travel alone. Like
Yeah.
the idea of traveling alone terrifies me. Like I just want to have someone with me, like just a buddy or so at least.
To experience it with. Like,
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
It's
true.
just kind of
It's nice.
weird, not like just alone.
Yeah.
It's like lonely.
I have a very particular way of traveling, so if people don't align with how I travel, I get very frustrated.
Wow.
But at the same time, I'm actually quite flexible.
Okay.
Like I'm happy to leave it up to the other person if they want to, and follow along.
Is that why you didn't follow us in Bali?
No, I was tired. But no, I like to fly by myself.
Wow.
Only because I experience things differently. Like
Actually, yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that.
yeah, but like when I travel, yeah, I like people being there and sharing the experience with me.
Cool.
And then I don't get photos of myself. So yeah, so that's why.
Would you
it's
do
nice to-
selfies?
Yeah, I have way too many selfies from the Camino. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a good experience as well. It's like if you travel, you meet new people.
Mm.
And
I'm scared of that. Like, I mean, I don't mind meeting new people, the idea, but it's just the actual act of, hey.
you do it all the
Andrea.
time when
Yeah,
you
yeah.
ice skate. Like you.
no, she's
No,
in her
the
zone.
thing is, like,
Oh, true.
okay, I had like a reason. I'm like, I want to learn this. I'm like,
Oh, true.
hey, can you
Yeah.
help me? I have a
So
question.
you
in
wouldn't
mind.
approach a stranger then?
I mean, I mean, in ice skating, technically, I've approached strangers just to help them, like, just to ask them for help. So I had like there's some sort of
So you
What-
wouldn't go up and chat
just
up to
randomly
someone?
say, hey, how are you? Like, how you going?
So that's
Yeah.
scary for
That's,
you.
it
Like,
can be
just-
scary. I need a lot of like I don't know,
Encouragement.
yeah, and like
Really?
yeah, I need to like psych myself up to be like, okay, you're gonna do this now.
Yeah. Okay.
Do the Camino.
That's why it's so hard for me to network. Because I'll be thinking, okay, now you have to like.
That's
you
just
know.
practice. Yeah.
That's why I'm like hyping myself up all the time.
Like it comes natural from Z. Like he just
Yeah, he's
talks
just
to
that's his
everybody.
normal. Yeah, it's normal for him. Next thing you know, he'll be trading cards and everything, and like, oh, you know what? Let's set up a meeting. And I'm like, whoa, how did you just do that in the span of 5 minutes?
Yeah.
But yeah,
So then like us four, Z's like the extrovert. Because
I'm pretty sure he's an.
No,
I'm an
I'm-
I
introvert.
wouldn't say
I'll be a
extrovert. He
pro-
just
no.
knows how to talk to people.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
actually an introvert when I was growing up.
I feel like he's an extrovert still. I feel like you're an extrovert.
You. Both
was that
of you
profile
feel
thing that we
very
did last time?
extroverted.
I'm an introvert.
the personality test.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you guys taken it up? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
What's
I can't remember
what's
what
your
I am.
personality one?
I can't remember.
Mine's an introvert, like
Yeah.
INFP.
We have the exact same thing. The
Oh yeah,
mediator.
exactly.
Yeah,
yeah.
INFP.
So you're an introvert.
I can't remember. I think I'm.
I feel like you're an extrovert.
Yeah. I think I'm quite similar to Matt.
Yeah.
What
Well,
was
Matt
yours?
actually can.
It was
Matt
like
is
instructing people
actually
to do
more
stuff as
natural,
well.
like conversation starter compared to me even.
Me.
I
Yeah,
have
maybe.
to-
Out of
Yeah.
all of
Like out of all, like they're the more natural in terms of conversation
think-
starters.
It sounds weird, but I just have a bunch of questions that I have in my head that I just
Yeah.
whip
Well,
out whenever
That's so good,
someone
though.
new comes about.
I mean, I had to like train myself and like ready that in my head too. But like, I need a lot more sort of like.
like, do you
strength.
overthink your questions?
Not really.
I
not
find
really
that
anymore.
would change in time.
I think it's because I did sales now.
Yeah,
Just
I
help.
think that would change
Yeah.
how you answer it in probably 2,
Maybe.
3 years time.
Now that we're doing this
No.
podcast.
Yeah.
It comes down to maturity. Actually.
Oh, maturity. Wow, dude. Anyways, okay, now that we've done our icebreakers, which is pretty cool. It's nice getting to know you guys.
All right, let's put this away.
We're gonna go through our actual topic for tonight, which is creative inspiration. So, who inspires us? Because I think a lot of the things that we do at work, anyways, it revolves around inspiration, anyways. So, I have a few questions prepared for us. So, all right. So, first question: what is inspiration for you?
Can we
Everyone
start with
gets
someone
that,
else?
huh?
Can we start with someone else? Not me.
Not Matt.
What about
Okay,
you,
we'll
Jen?
start with what is inspiration,
What is
for you?
inspiration for me? It's okay to stall, right? Because I have to think of that. What is inspiration?
Thinking.
I don't know.
Something that's
Like, I mean,
think
it's very,
Never
it's a
been asked.
is
very,
that so creatively
very,
or what?
huh? It's like a general thing, like inspiration, like the word.
Like-
What, like it is, like what is it for you? Like, what do you think inspiration
What makes
is?
you get out of bed every day?
That kind
No,
of
it's not like that.
inspiration?
No, what itself, like inspiration itself. What
Like
do you
in a
think it is?
creative sense.
Not really in a creative.
just
It's like
in-
in general, like
So like okay, so inspiration is basically what motivates you or like gets you up in a way.
no,
Yeah.
but that's more on like what inspires you. That's the question.
Ah.
But then my question is, what do you think inspiration is?
What is inspiration? Okay, so I think inspiration is it's kind of like a guideline or for you to kind of not follow but like kind of
Triggers
place
you.
yeah, like you if there's a direction you want to go, that's the direction you want to go in a way.
Yeah,
Because it doesn't have to be something you have to imitate or like exactly get it right, but just something you can base yourself of, I guess.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think
so I
that
think
would-
that's what-
I kind of
that's
have the same one as well. Yeah.
I took your
No,
answer.
I
Kidding.
I don't know. It's like my answer is Jen's answer.
How about Z or Matt?
Inspiration.
I think it's kind of one aspect of it would be just coming out of your comfort zone as well.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
like taking
yeah.
that leap and trying something new
Mm-hmm.
and not being disheartened if it doesn't come out the way that you hoped it
Mm.
to come out to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think inspiration for me is more like whatever tips you over the edge.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
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 So that's when that point you go, oh, should I try it or should I
Mm.
experience it? Then that's when you
That's
go,
really
oh
good.
yeah,
That's really good.
yeah.
Now I don't know how to answer my own question.
and
Like,
That's
what
to
was-
me like when I look at other people's work as in terms of creatively, I just go, wow, how did he actually do it? Then it gets me into thinking about how can I recreate that shot and what sort of things that I should be doing or learning about it. And breaking it down, like how they can do it on a basic level. That's why I consume a lot of videos, like just learning about how other people do their shots.
Yeah. I think for me, inspiration is something that what gets us going at the same time. Like, well, helps us get going, but I don't think it's the one that we specifically rely on to get going, because inspirations can come and go, but it's more of like the way we sort of like push ourselves to go and keep going regardless of whether we or not we have inspirations. It's one of the best things that we can have. It's like a topping, like a cake topping or something like that, because it'll help, like what you said, help us guide our way, but at the same time doesn't necessarily need to be the one that's going to like mold our art, for example, but then it's going to just help us get there, but it's not the most important thing still as well, but it just helps us kind of, I think. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Like, it's just, I've never actually, like, I thought of these questions
Yeah.
and not actually think of an
It's
answer
hard.
for it. It's actually
When
pretty
I wrote
hard,
the
eh?
questions, I'm like, I like the question,
what
I don't know how to answer.
inspiration? What is
I thought the
don't know.
purpose of writing these questions is because you know.
No, like, no. It's like, I mean, it wouldn't be, I don't know. Like, I just, thought of
Yeah.
it. Like, it's something that I want to discuss, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Well, now, who inspires you in general? Like, it doesn't need to be, like, within your art, because that's the next question. So it's in general, like, in life, who inspires you, for example?
Jen.
And why? Why is
Is it
this
me
that
or am I
person?
going to answer?
Yeah. Jen inspires you.
Who inspires me? I'll let someone else answer that first. I have to think about it.
Ooh, Tess and Scott. What?
Of course, you're going to say Tessa Scott.
Who's Tess and Scott, your ice skating instructors?
It's not my instructors, but I wish they are.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Shout out to Tessa.
Here we
You
go
know,
again.
you know who to be.
No, I'm gonna say it. Like, I think Tessa Virtue.
You know where to visit next time.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm just gonna go with it.
Go,
yeah,
go.
I think Tessa Virtue
Go, Tessa and
inspires
Scott.
me.
Tell us about Tessa
Like,
and
I'm
Scott.
just gonna go Tessa Virtue. I reckon she's pretty good. Like a really good role model. I think the way, for me, she inspires me because knowing her story and like how she's battled her injury during 2010 Olympics and still coming out with the gold, and the way she helped, like her mindset, like she literally willed herself to win with that. And then when they were approaching 2018 Olympics, their idea of success is not really about the medals, it's the process. And that just really helped me sort of build my own kind of like way of thinking as someone in this industry and as a business owner as well. Like thinking, okay, well, really, it's not. I just started learning how to really like place importance on how I enjoyed the whole process, the whole hustle and the grind, and putting importance on how I'm present at that moment rather than fixing on what I want to achieve. Because the achievement is just like icing to the cake, that's just, it's a good bonus thing, but like if we did not enjoy the process of it all, it just really doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So
True.
I think, yeah.
Alright.
Do I
Or were you
push?
mad?
Like follow?
Me?
Who inspires you in general?
I actually don't know. I have to kind of think about that.
Well, for me, I think when I first started off venturing into doing photography full time was Scott Robert Lim. For anyone of you who can look it up, he started off as a graphic designer, and he was sort of at the starting. I guess he was at the starting phase as being a full time photographer as well. He was venturing in, and then he had this like very I don't know how, I can't recall how I managed to find his blog back then, and I just started following his journey on how he creatively find his clients and sort of inspire other people, and that kind of triggered sort of some motivation on how I can sort of follow his journey and how he grew from there. Now he's basically one of the top how do I put it, speakers and lecturers in the US
Wow.
for photography. So and then Sony ambassador.
Nice.
Yay, nice.
That's real nice.
So what about you,
Who
Jen?
inspires me?
Yeah, who inspires you?
Okay, it's gonna sound really cheesy, but my parents. But for a really good reason.
It's not cheesy at all.
Is it
like,
cheesy? It's like everybody's inspiration is their parents. But like for like specific reasons, I feel like my parents just don't know how to sit down.
Yeah.
And that I'm a very lazy person. If you know me in real life, like you could not get me to. It would take me forever to finish a job. Like Andrea would have to constantly message me like, "How's the edit, Jen?" And I'm like, but not really. But
Wow,
yeah,
I
and
can't believe you're sharing this to us right now.
That wasn't on an interview.
but yeah, it would be
Very
my
honest
parents.
right now.
Cause it's just whenever they for as long as I've known them, like they would just do everything, like the
Hands-on,
Nike
very
ad,
hands-on.
they just
Just
do
do
it.
it.
Like they
Yeah.
do it, like they do it,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow, okay, I already know that I didn't get that from their genes, but like. And I think that's such an inspiration to me because it's something I lack and something I really struggle with is just getting myself out of bed and doing it. It's it would have to be my parents. They're crazy.
Cool.
Absolutely.
In some part, I think I relate to that.
Yeah.
Hey. To Jen or to
To the
their
situation.
parents?
The
Because my
situation.
parents are both teachers.
Ah,
It's
right.
just,
Oh,
They're very
like-
disciplined.
yeah, and it's just the number of hours that they go through work, and for them to be a teachers in Malaysia, that their wages
Oh,
wouldn't have,
intense.
you can't technically migrate like in terms of how much money they make. You know, so yeah.
Wow. What about you, Matt?
Okay, me. Well, I don't think I've actually got one person, but the people who inspire me actually came from the Camino. All my Camigos out there.
Hey, amigos. That's a term.
Yeah, because we spent a lot of time together, shared a lot of stuff together as well. And yeah, just, they kind of just give me hope as well. So,
That's
yeah,
good.
it's really good.
Cool.
Glad that I got to meet them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Next question is another who inspires you question, but more on your art. So, who inspires you when it comes to your art?
Creatively.
Yeah, creative inspiration. Well, I'm gonna start because I started
Yeah, all right.
last. So I'm just gonna start. The one that I can't say just one person. Like, there's so many people that inspires me, but I I just hit the mic again. Sorry, Matt. But the first one I really admire is, apart from Christopher Nolan, would be Ang Lee, because he's a film director, because he's very versatile. He's done Crouching Tiger, who's very
Hidden
Asian, and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon,
Yeah.
who's very Asian. I was just trying to shortcut it. And then he's also done Sense and Sensibility, which is very English, and then Life of Pi. So and he's Asian, and
Oh,
yeah.
really?
yeah. So
Yeah,
he's amazing. Like, for me, it's like, he can do all sorts of things. But
Why is that
Ang
a
Lee,
surprise
oh, really?
for you?
His
The
name is
name
Ang
is
Lee,
already
though.
angry.
No,
It's not
he
like
did
we're
Life
saying
of Pi.
Tiger is like.
No,
Yeah,
he
he
did
did
Life of
Pi.
Pi. I didn't know that.
He did.
That's okay.
Yeah, which is really good. But another filmmaker that inspires me is Reed Morano. So she's not big as in like Christopher Nolan big yet, but I bet she's gonna be out there soon. She's won an Emmy already. But for me, apart from obviously the way she advocates for a lot of females in film, but like her amazing talent in cinematography and directing itself. Like, if you follow her in Instagram, it's so good. Like, the way she color grades, and like she has the look into the film. Like, for me, that's just like a drive for me to strive harder also. It's like, it's good to always have someone to look at and be like, oh, I wanna produce something that's similar to this or something. So yeah, she's really good. You need to follow her as well. She's good. But yeah, what about you, Z?
For me,
Yeah, what about you? Yeah.
when I first started out, I guess would have to be, I'll say Jerry Yonis would be one of them. Purely because of his style. His style is just very, very cinematic. It was at that time was like one of those situations where you either go natural light or you go cinematic kind of look, with flash and all those other mixed lighting. And I kind of got hooked onto that kind of lighting and just never looked back. And I think he's actually one of the main driven factors that my style is kind of like a mix, and I can do a bit of everything. But yeah,
Cool.
Were you gonna put like photos of the people that like the stuff that
Yeah,
they
we can.
want to
We
show?
can,
Yeah,
like,
we can.
have
You can
their
share that.
Yeah.
like
social
send-
media
could
pages
have.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
See like what work we're talking about.
Yeah. Was that you?
Yeah,
You
that's
just
me.
do that popping. Oh, that's so cool.
Record that. That's gonna be our.
we
background
outsource
sound
our
for that.
services as a voiceover
Yeah.
or some special effect sounds.
Hello, Dr. Ivan. How are you and
And
where
where
are
are
you?
you?
No, we're not going to do that. All right, Jen, go.
Creative inspiration. I feel like it changes all the time because I have a very like whenever I see something different, that's when I'm like, whoa, this is cool,
Yeah.
and then I start following this person. So but the longest photographer I've been following is a guy named Io Greer on Instagram. Have you guys heard of him? No. Yeah, he has like the best colors in his photos. I think I've been following him for like it's not even that long, like just a couple of years. But recently, I've been following this girl. I can't pronounce her name. If we can, I'll just put it over in the screen and I'll just show you guys there. But like it's yeah, I love her because like she puts this. I showed you guys her video, like you know where they're with the beach and walking and the
Oh,
camera.
yeah.
She has like a bunch of different kind of that kind of style where it's simple but it's not something you've seen before, or like it has some kind of mood or feeling, and I love that, and I haven't seen anyone like her style.
Cool.
So I think them two are like my top.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
But how about you, Matt?
Me?
Over to you, Matt.
For some reason, I'm going to talk a lot about astrophotography.
Yeah.
But there's a guy called Michael Go on Instagram. He's astrophotography bear. He's probably the best astrophotographer, like wide landscape astrophotographer.
Wait, is he based here?
Yeah, he's from Perth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the one that kind of I've never seen anyone incorporate flash in astrophotography or portrait shots in regards to astrophotography. And it's not just that, his photos are so clear. He just has everything in his head. Like, for example, he takes into consideration the moon, takes into consideration, where the Milky Way core will be. He takes into consideration the landscape, what will be in the scene, and how that's lit as well. Like, is he going to light it with flash, or is he going to light it with the moon? Like, he just has everything in his head, and it's not just one picture. He has a panoramic.
Yeah, it's just conceptualizing the shot, I think.
Yeah,
And bringing
yeah.
it down
That's
to
so
how
good.
he.
So if you want to check him out, I'm sure he's got over 1,000, 10,000
Takes a lot
followers
of
already.
skills.
But I mean, I've tried to mimic a lot of his style. I haven't yet perfected it. Probably haven't gone out as much as him, but
Maybe we should get him onto this session. Eh?
Yeah, that's good.
maybe we'll see.
The thing
Hopefully,
about
hopefully.
astrophotography
Call out,
is like
call out to.
Yeah,
the thing about astrophotography is like it's not like a simple just click the shutter and then you get the photo already. Like
Yeah.
it takes time. So like in order for you to reset another thing, you'll have
Yeah.
to.
there's a
more time
lot
with
of
that.
planning
Yeah.
that goes behind the scenes, and I know that now is 2019. He's actually planning for shoots in 2022
That's
already. So just the fact that it's not just like you said, it's not just a simple click shoot. Okay, click shoot. It's more like, okay, what is it going to look like, and how can you visualize that before the photo is taken as well. So
I think that's the same with a lot of our work as well, like conceptualizing it. Like before you start doing a shot, you have to know what you're shooting or
Yeah.
what the idea is
A
behind
fair
it.
idea of like what you want
Especially
to
our
go with.
pre-wedding ones.
Yeah, you just have to, a lot of preparation goes with it if you want to really have a smooth, like good flow of shoot. You'd have to have even weddings, even though it's like a documentary kind of thing, run and gun thing. You'd have to still have an idea in your head in order for you to like have some sort of guideline to shoot on the day.
I used to have a bad habit of like when I go to weddings, like I wing it because I don't know what's gonna happen. I used to be like, oh, whatever happens, I'll just shoot it. I'll just keep my camera on hand, but that's such a bad idea.
Yeah, no,
It's like,
you don't want to do that because you'll forget, especially on a very
Yeah.
high intense pressure.
yeah,
yeah.
kind
And you
of
get like lots
scenario.
of good moments as well where you can direct them
Yeah.
and be like, oh, I should have thought of something I could do at this time because the bride and groom were free. Could have gotten a good shot, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So yeah.
Comes
That's
with
good.
experience and practice, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, at least you're kind of like learning the.
Yeah, I learned that
Cool.
from you because I used to be like, just wedding,
Cool.
wait and shoot. Nah. But yeah.
All right. Well, I will go down to the final question. All right. This is pretty cool. If you have the ability to inspire others, how do you want to inspire them? Like,
Don't be lazy.
Yeah, that's with
don't be
everything.
Don't
lazy.
follow me.
I do everything.
I'll inspire you not to.
Okay,
be
should I
inspired
start?
by
Because
me.
like I usually started, since this is
Yes.
kind of like the pattern.
Yes, please start.
Okay, if I had the ability to inspire others, how do I want them to be inspired by? Like, if there's if there's one thing that they can be inspired by me, I guess it would have been, like if I want to inspire them, I want them to be inspired with the will to not give up. I guess like the idea of like we all can technically make mistakes and experience failure at some point, but I think just understanding that that's not supposed to stop them from trying harder. Actually, having that mindset of, okay, if I make a mistake, that should push me to try even harder
Yeah.
to be excellent at it. I think that's if there's one thing I want like that I can inspire people of, I think that's the one thing that I want them to be inspired with. Yeah, just the will to never give up. Yeah.
That's really good.
What do you think, Z?
What do I think? I think for me would be a few things, few factors. Like in some ways, more like look, see, and do. Because
Explain.
telling someone to do certain things may come. They may process it differently compared to them actually doing it and then understanding the process of it.
Yeah.
And that in turn inspire them in some way to sort of how they've managed to be guided that way.
Yeah.
The other way is probably leading by example. Yeah.
That's
Cool.
So in some ways, like you want to show them how to be inspired from or inspired to. That's also like what sort of direction that we come from and what sort of people that we look up to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Jen?
Me, I'd say, challenge yourself. I guess like just explore.
Yeah, pretty much.
'Cause, like,
I like that.
yeah,
I really like that.
because like a lot of times we go on Instagram and say like, oh, that's a cool shot. That's a cool. No, do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just do it. Like,
Exactly.
try
That's-
it for yourself.
Yes.
That's the whole point of look, see, and do.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it's like kind of the same with it's
Yeah.
like to explore. Cause
I love that.
yeah, like just because someone has already done it doesn't mean like you can't do it.
Yeah.
Just push yourself to do it.
But it's your way of doing it. That's the main thing. That's
Yeah.
the motivational factor of it. It's like I did it.
yeah,
you know,
and
my
as,
way.
As well as you can add your own kind of touch to it, because
Yeah.
like everyone's so different. So
Exactly.
like you can imitate it and then do it in a way like different.
It becomes you. Yeah.
part. Yeah, I guess that's like how art is. It's like it's not. There's no such thing as new art now. Like everything is inspired by something. But then
Oh, I
added
think
to-
you know what? Like, I feel like I want to challenge that in the next podcast.
New
So,
art?
like, do you reckon there's still new art though? Like,
Oh, there's a debate. Right
okay,
now.
wait.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a
next
debate.
next
Write that
podcast.
down.
But I like that. No, I love the challenge yourself.
Yeah, that'll be mine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Explore.
Yeah.
Well, what
Mine's
about you, Matt?
actually very similar to everyone's. It's kind of like try something new,
Yeah.
right? I think that's very similar to Jen's actually. But it's more like, yes, get inspiration from people, but don't be afraid to tweak it to make it your own. I think that's really, really important, especially when you're trying to branch out and distinguish yourself from other people. Yeah, that's what I think.
I guess that was a challenge as well when we first met Matt. It was like, oh, do you want to start something different, like as a group?
Yeah.
And then and Matt wasn't very sure back then. He was like, oh, I don't know.
Well, it's because that comes down to the fear of the unknown. you
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
we're always we might be in a bad situation now, but the fear of the unknown is greater than the state that we're in at the moment.
Well, at the same time, like it's good because then obviously now that we're here and everything, you've actually like took that leap to try it out and like what can
go
challenge
wrong?
yourself.
I always think now, what's the worst case scenario?
Exactly.
Exactly. That's so good. Wow, you guys inspire me.
That's great.
Yeah. Way to top it off to end the podcast. Well, all right. Well, thanks guys for hanging out with us and like, with this deep and meaningful conversations about life and inspirations and art. Well, we're going to cap this off now and we'll just let you know we do have a lot in store, other topics as well. We'd love for you guys to let us know if you do have other topics you want us to discuss. But we can't wait to share these conversations that we're going to have with other creatives as well in the future. So just keep an eye out.
I think follow our blog post that we'll be putting out in terms of who's the next lineup.
Yeah.
So they'll give you some value on keeping tabs on what we're doing.
Right.
And I was going to say, if you guys have any questions for us, just tell us as well. Happy to answer them. Probably answer like maybe one question an episode or something like that.
Just we found out that we talk too much. We like talking too much.
Yeah, this is actually longer than what we expected.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty sure we've done
for
this
those
for like 2
who
hours.
for those obviously you guys won't know our planning stage, but we initially planned this podcast to be 10 minutes only.
Yeah.
But because we thought we are artists and not really speakers, but then we actually like to talk
Andrea
a
likes
lot.
to talk.
No, you guys are so talkative as well. What
No,
do you mean?
it's
Like,
good.
stop
It's
putting
good.
it
We at least we have a baseline now.
Yeah, so that's good. So we're really, really excited to share more in the next episode. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. And cut. It's a wrap.
Wow.
Okay, love it. Thank you for your icebreakers.